Hello everyone. So this is an advanced vinyasa practice and I'm calling it anything and everything because we will be pretty much doing everything other than Sun Salutations in this practice. So we are going to start lying on our back in Baddha Konasana. And closing your eyes, starting to connect to your breath. And as you lie here, start to set an intention for your practice. And then draw your right knee in and take a spinal twist. So drawing the right knee over towards the left, breathe into your lower back. Hug the right knee back through center. And switch sides, guiding the left knee over to the right. So with this practice being advanced, I'm not going to be giving a lot of cues. So just take this how it feels good to you. Take a child's pose if you need to. Try something new. Just have fun with it. Draw the left knee in, drawing both knees in, and rock up to seated. And slowly come into downward facing dog and pedal out through your feet. Come forward into plank and then just kind of like wave through it. So finding your plank and then bending the knees, exhaling it back into down dog. Coming into your up dog. Bring it back, down dog. And again, coming into your upward facing dog. Then exhale it back, downward facing dog. Lifting the right leg up, bend your knee, open up the hip. Make some circles. Then bring it forward into low lunge. Any arm variation that feels good to you. Taking it into your Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. Kind of wave it here. Downward facing dog. Left leg lifts, switching sides. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Taking some circles here. Bring it through, low lunge. Any arm variation that feels good to you. And then your half split. Ardha Hanumanasana, waving it. Breathe. Come back into down dog. Really deepening your breath here. Hands are shoulder width apart. And just start to notice how you're feeling in your body. And step forward to the top of your mat. Ardha Uttanasana. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Side stretch over to the right. Back through center. Side stretch over to the left. Back through center. Swan dive, forward fold. Halfway lift. Step it back, plank. Lowering all the way down, using your lower back cobra. Just notice how your lower back feels. Downward facing dog. So lifting the left leg, we're going to come into a Marichyasana variation. So spinal twist, twisting over that left knee, coming back down dog, and lifting the right leg, drop it over, and then twisting towards that right leg. So just taking a Marichyasana variation, downward facing dog. My teacher Lois taught me that. Jump forward, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, root to rise, hands to heart center. Inhale the arms up. Swan dive, forward fold. Halfway lift. Plant the hands, jump back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. So lifting the left leg again, drop it over for that Marichyasana variation, twisting towards that left leg, lengthening your spine. Downward facing dog. Lifting the right leg. Bend the knee, drop the right foot down. Twist towards that right leg, lengthen. Exhale back through, downward facing dog. Find your plank, lowering all the way down. Cobra, inhale. Exhale, release it down, downward facing dog. Travel forward, halfway lift, exhale, fold, inhale all the way up. Hands to heart center. Inhale, arms reaching up, swan dive, forward fold, halfway lift, plant the hands, jump back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, draw the shoulder blades towards one another. Downward facing dog, rolling over the toes. Right leg lifts, bend your knee, open up the hip. Bring the right foot to your right thumb, high lunge, inhale the arms up. So again, any arm variation that feels good to you. Half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. And I'm taking Chapasana here with bending my left knee and grabbing hold of my left foot. But if you aren't very open in the quad early on, you don't have to. And then coming into Ardha Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fishes. So taking another twist here. Gazing forward. Come back into that Chapasana variation or just come into half moon, either one. High lunge, inhale the arms up. Plank. Drop the right foot as you take chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Bring it back, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts, bend your knee, open up the hip. Bring it through, high lunge. Inhale the arms. Taking your time, half moon or Chapasana. Navel drawn in. So notice that right leg will come back behind the left, have a seat, and then you are twisting towards that left leg. Left toes are pointed straight ahead. Lengthen your spine. I love that variation. Gaze forward. Come back into that Chapasana or half moon, either one. And slow and controlled, high lunge. Reach the right foot back. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, frame the front foot. Step it back. Lower the left foot as you bend the elbows. Up dog, downward facing dog. Jump forward, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, hands to heart center. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. I think we may do that one more time before adding on. Halfway lift, jump back, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Lifting the right leg. Bend your knee, open up the hip. Bring it through, high lunge. Inhale the arms up. Chapasana or half moon, stacking here. So stacking the left shoulder on top of the right, left hip. So bring the left foot back behind the right, twisting towards that right leg. I'm taking a bind here. Keep gazing towards the back of your mat. Then gaze forward. Right toes are pointed straight ahead, coming back into half moon or Chapasana. So in controlled high lunge, inhale the arms up. And then tap it down, warrior three. So we are adding on. So taking your warrior three here, navel drawn in, left toes are pointed down. Slow and controlled high lunge, inhale the arms up. Vinyasa through. Up dog. Down dog, second side. Left leg lifts. Bend your knee, open up the hip. Bring it through, high lunge. Inhale the arms up. Soften the shoulders. Chapasana or half moon, stacking the body. Staying connected to your breath. Navel drawn in. Then Ardha Matsyendrasana. Bring that right leg back behind the left, finding your spinal twist here. Again, so you can see the bind a little bit better on this side. Keep gazing past that back shoulder, so towards the back of your mat. Left toes are pointed straight ahead for your half moon or Chapasana. High lunge, inhale the arms up. So you're staying grounded with that left foot. So tap the fingertips at the top of the mat. Use your lower back. Press into the standing leg, warrior three. Then bend into your left knee. Slow it down as much as you can. High lunge, inhale the arms up. Vinyasa through. You can always skip vinyasas if you would like and just come into down dog. It's whatever feels good to you. Walking the hands back. So measure out 2 fists in between the inner arches. Makes hip distance apart. Hook your peace fingers around your big toes. Padangusthasana, exhale, forward fold. So keep lifting your tailbone up. Rooting down through your feet. Navel drawn in, head and neck are completely relaxed. Deepen your breath here, so it's a very active posture. So walk the hands forward, downward facing dog. Lowering all the way down from your plank, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Lifting the right leg, bend the knee, open up the hip, adding on. High lunge, inhale the arms up. So we're just adding on to the sequence. Half moon or Chapasana, either one. And finding Ardha Matsyendrasana. See if you can slow it down even more with the twist. I was still holding on to that left foot. So my right toes are pointed straight ahead. Taking the bind again. So maybe try it this time. Keep gazing past your back shoulder. Right toes are pointed. Come back into that half moon or Chapasana. Slow it down, high lunge. Inhale the arms up. And then from here, taking a twist. So I'm taking a bind with my high lunge twist. Again, gazing past that right shoulder. Unravel, high lunge, inhale up. And then coming into warrior 3, bring the hands to heart center, use your lower back, navel's drawn in. And then slowly bring that left foot forward, left knee into the chest, hook your peace fingers around your left big toe, standing hand to big toe pose. So you can either stay here and then just slowly come down, or try the pistol squat. So pressing into the right foot, you're gonna hover as you lower down, hover, hover, and then finding Janu Sirsasana. So dropping the right knee down, lengthening, folding over the left leg. So if you didn't get it this first go round, you can of course try it again on the other side with that pistol squat. Or you can just have a seat from standing hand to big toe pose and come into Janu Sirsasana. Halfway lift, release. Plant the right foot, reach it forward. So another variation of Marichyasana. So binding around the right knee, folding over the left leg again. So keep lengthening. So I'm kind of pressing down through my right foot, and then I'm lengthening through that left heel, and I'm lengthening through the crown of my head. Halfway lift, release. Reach that left leg back, sink into your right knee. Vinyasa through. So let's try it on the second side. Left leg lifts. Bring it through, high lunge. Chapasana or half moon, either one. Be light with your bottom hand, navel drawn in. Ardha Matsyendrasana, so slow it down, have a seat, twisting. And then take a bind here if you would like. So twisting around that left leg, left toes are pointed straight ahead. Gaze forward. Finding half moon or Chapasana again. High lunge. Inhale the arms up. Bring the hands to heart center. Take your twist. Right elbow to the outside of your left knee. You can part the arms or take a bind if you have it. So from here, keep opening up your chest. You don't want to collapse over that left leg. Release, inhale the arms up. Finding that warrior 3 variation, tapping the fingers. Root into the left foot, navel drawn in, hands to the heart. So that back leg is extremely engaged, and then swing it forward. Right knee comes into the chest, hook your peace fingers around the right big toe, extend it long. So what helps me with the pistol squat is keep kind of like that line of energy is in your standing foot. I'm pressing down. I'm somewhat leaning forward. Keep pressing into that left foot, navel drawn in, press, 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 and then have a seat. Dropping the left knee off to the side, folding forward, taking Janu Sirsasana on the left. Keep folding over the right leg. Left knee is off to the side. And then taking another Marichyasana variation. So my left arm comes to the inside of my left leg. I'm binding around that left knee and I'm folding over my right leg. So think of like forehead towards your shin. Keep reaching through the front heel. Navel drawn in, very active. And plant the hands, press into your left foot. Draw your right leg back, sink into your left knee. Plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And taking your time, walking the hands back, come into a squat, finding Malasana. Just close your eyes. Palms are together, tailbone is relaxed down as you lengthen through the crown of your head. And exhale, forward fold. So we are going to play around with kind of those handstand presses. Press, 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 lift the feet. We're walking it towards the top of the mat. Press, 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 arms are straight, lift the feet. Press, 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 arms are straight, lift the feet. And that's it. We'll do that one more time later on in the practice. Exhale, forward fold. Just something fun to do. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. I'm not used to my long hair. It drives me crazy sometimes. So Utkatasana chair pose. Bring your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Rock the weight into your heels. So for me, just keep your knees in line. Draw your navel in and lean your chest back. Deepen your breath here. Come back through center. Hands to the heart, right elbow to the outside of your left knee. So again, just stacking the shoulders, keeping the knees in line. Peel up all 10 toes. So holding Parvarita, Utkatasana, twisted chair. Come back through center, Utkatasana, swan dive, forward fold. Halfway lift. And we're going to come into crow and then finding crane. So you can stay in crow with the elbows bent, or finding crane with straightening the arms, straighten the arms, straighten the arms, and jump the feet back. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Lift your right leg, bend the knee, open up the hip. Come into warrior one. Inhale the arms up. Interlace the fingers back behind you. Open up your chest, finding humbled warrior. Bring your head all the way down to the mat if you can. Heels of the hands come together. Keep shifting your right hip back as you sink into your right knee. Rooting down through your outer edge of your left foot. Release the bind with your hands. Take the left hand underneath the left shoulder. Inhale the right arm up. Right knee still in line with your right ankle. Keep sinking into it. Navel drawn in. Finding pyramid pose. Shift the right hip back. Exhale, fold forward. Feet are hip distance apart. Revolve Triangle. I'm keeping my left hand to the inside of my right foot, stacking, like lifting my right arm up. I'm drawing my inner thighs towards one another. Finding three-legged dog. Right knee to nose, three-legged. Right knee, right tricep, tent up onto the left fingertips, then flatten the left hand, three-legged. Bring the right knee over to the left, rock star, lifting the left arm up. Then bring the left hand down, draw the knee in, plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Second side, left leg lifts. Bend your knee, open up the hip. Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Inhale the arms up. Interlace the fingers back behind you, opposite thumb on top. Open up your chest. Humbled warrior, bring your head down to the inside of your left foot. Heels of the hands are together. Navel's drawn in. Deepen your breath here. Soften your gaze. Release the bind with your hands. Right hand goes down. Inhale the left arm up. So notice I'm still in that warrior 1 stance, but taking a twist. And find your pyramid variation. So straightening the left leg, pop the right foot forward. Feet are about hip distance apart as you fold over your left leg. Trying to square off the hips, breathing into your left hamstring. Halfway lift, taking the right hand down. So again, my right hand is to the inside for Revolved Triangle, Parvarita Trikonasana. Just open up towards that left leg. Really sit down, 3-legged dog, left leg lifts, knee to nose. 3-legged, bring it back. Left knee, left tricep, tent up onto the right fingertips using your core. Plant the right hand down, 3-legged, and then rock star. Kick that left leg over to the right, lift your right arm up. Relax your head and your neck. And then bring the right hand down. Find your plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Walking the hands back, interlace the fingers back behind you and open up your chest. So I think we're going to play around with that kind of like pressing, working towards that press towards handstand. We will get to that sooner rather than later with these videos. So bring the hands forward, press into the palms, arms are straight, lift the feet, walk it forward, press into the hands, draw the navel in, lift the feet, press into the hands, arms are straight, lift, and that's it. Malasana, squat it down. Closing your eyes, deepen your breath. Straightening the legs. Exhale, forward fold. So we're going to come into bird of paradise. So binding around the right leg. Be strong in your left leg. Coming all the way up to standing. So either keep the right knee bent or extend the right leg long. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Then slowly bring that right foot down and we are going to switch sides. Forward fold. And then taking your time binding around the left leg, so you're going to pour all the weight into your right foot. Keep that left thigh close towards your side body, coming all the way up to standing. So again, the left knee can stay bent or you can extend the left leg long. Concentrating here, staying with your inhales and your exhales helps with balance. Then slowly bring your left foot down and release here. And staying folded over your legs, halfway lift. And step back into plank. Lower all the way down. Extend your right arm over to the right, lifting the left leg, roll towards the right arm. Inhaling the left arm up and relax it back behind you. You can bend your right knee as well if you have the shoulder space. For it to feel a little bit easier on your neck, just slightly tuck your chin towards your chest. So I call this intense shoulder stretch, just a nice chest and shoulder opening. And we're going to switch sides. Extend your left leg, lifting the right leg, roll towards your left leg. And again, you can bend your left knee as well. Lifting the right arm up, relax it back behind you, and just breathe. Stay connected to your breath. Lift your right arm, bring it back down to the mat, extend your legs. Roll back through center. Cobra, inhale. Exhale, release down. Do that a couple more times. Full inhale, cobra. Exhale, release down. Full inhale, cobra. Exhale. Inhale, cobra. Exhale. Inhale, cobra. Exhale. Child's pose. And just come through to seated. So just having fun with compass and a couple of arm balances here. So finding Paschimottanasana, fold over your legs. And of course you can pause the video after we go through it on both sides and just play around with it. And we're going to come into seated pigeon. So take your left hand to the outer edge of your right foot, then draw your right leg over your right shoulder, extending the right hand off of your mat, straightening out your right leg. So gazing past your left shoulder. So this is compass pose. And to come into the arm balance, elephant pose, lifting, crossing your left ankle over your right, extending the legs 8 angle, and then Ekapada Kundanyasana, lifting the left leg and swing it back, up dog, down dog. And jump through to seated. Folding forward again. So I know I went through that pretty fast. So of course we're going to try it on the left side. And again, if you would like to pause it after we go through the left side and just maybe watch it and try it again, you can. So seated pigeon on the left side, wrapping your arms around your left leg. Bending through the right knee. And take your right hand to the outer edge of your left foot, really wrapping that left leg around the left shoulder and then straightening the left leg and gazing past your right shoulder. So opening up the chest, breathe into your left hamstring. Then elephant pose, extend your right leg. So you're kind of like clamping down with that left leg, crossing the right ankle over the left 8 angle, and then press, press, press. Reach your right leg back underneath you, and then swing the left foot back. Up dog, down dog. Come into extended puppy pose. Deepen your breath. Keep sinking your chest down. Just closing your eyes here, just pause and feel. Press it up, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg and bring it through, low lunge. So just opening up the legs a little bit more. Any arm variation that feels good to you. Maybe close your eyes, breathe into your legs. Maybe reach towards the mat, lean into it. So we're going to play around with Hanumanasana, different split variations. So with compass pose, it helped to open up the hamstrings for us. So you can either stay in Ardha Hanumanasana or you can slide the right leg forward. So if this feels good, so either half split, if you have full Hanumanasana in your practice, stay there. Or you can come towards the left and bend through the left knee. With your left hand, reach for the foot. Then taking somewhat of like a mermaid variation with the arms. So leaning your head back. Back leg is bent. I'm reaching through the right heel and then reaching with my peace fingers around my right big toe. This is also like a balance, and then coming out of it and folding forward. And switching sides. Left leg lifts. And find low lunge on the left. So of course one side may be tighter than the other. And whatever variation you did on your right, do the same with your left, either Ardha Hanumanasana or walking that left foot forward. So for whatever reason, this side felt a little bit tighter than normal. So as I started to bend my back knee, I noticed that my right leg needed to come towards the left, like a little bit more. So I just adjusted the back leg. And then I tried it again. I bent through the right knee and then taking the bind of that kind of like mermaid variation. So as you reach through the left heel and allow the head to go back, you'll see that this is somewhat of a balance. My core is engaged. I'm gazing forward, peace fingers around my left big toe, and then slowly coming out as I fold forward first, and then swinging the left leg back. And I took child's pose, just relaxing the legs, just allowing everything to just relax and soften. And I stayed in child's pose for a little bit longer than I normally do because I know that I was doing back bends next. And I've spoke of this in my previous videos. I am not a fan to back bends, but I know that I need to keep practicing them. So I decided to do Camel this day. So my knees are about hip distance apart, and I always fold the top of my mat to give my knees a little bit more padding. You can do the same. And first go round, I kept my toes tucked. Heart is open. And as I shift my hips forward, lifting up through my rib cage, breathing into my chest, I place my hands on my heels. So it's very active. My glutes are somewhat engaged. I am deepening my breath here. My head and my neck are completely relaxed. So you can always do this with like facing a wall. I love that variation because it kind of gives you kind of that direction of where to send your hips. You want them to keep kind of coming towards the wall if you use the wall, and coming out of it, child's pose. So my knees are together to release my lower back. I'm relaxing my hands back behind me, and I'm dropping down to my forehead. And of course, I am taking my time, deepening my breath, then coming back into Camel. Folding the top of my mat. I believe this time I had my toes untucked, so I created a little bit more space with my previous Camel. Releasing my hands down towards my heels. I'm sending my hips forward. Again, lifting up through my rib cage, lifting my chest, deepening my breath. I believe I held here for about 10 full inhales, 10 full exhales. And I used my core and of course to strengthen my lower back whenever it was time to come out, lifting all the way up and taking child's pose. So I always try to hold my back bends for as long as I comfortably can. I never rush. I always try to deepen my breath instead of holding my breath. coming out of it. Taking an inversion to release my lower back. So, of course, I came into my favorite with it, which is Pincha, forearm stand. You can always go to the wall if you need to. At this time of practice, you can pause the video. So with lifting up, so I was reaching through my left leg, like I continuously kept reaching up through my left leg, and it helped guide my right leg to meet it. So if you haven't watched it already, I did a kind of like a tutorial on forearm stand. So if you haven't watched it, check out that video. We are using the wall in it, and then it just kind of guides you in different ways to get into forearm stand. And I held that for about 10 full inhales, 10 full exhales. You can always take headstand if you would like, or a different inversion like legs up the wall. And finding child's pose. And swinging the legs around. So this is something kind of out of the ordinary. I was just kind of feeling it that day. So coming into lotus, of course, starting with the right leg first, then follow with the left. I'm going to bind. So reaching my left hand back behind me, grabbing hold of my right foot, and swinging my right arm back behind me, grabbing hold of my left. Deepening my breath. So if you don't have the bind, you can either just stay in Sukhasana, easy seated pose, or take lotus without the bind. Keeping lotus legs, lifting the knees up, press the hands down and lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wonderful job. Extend your legs. Much deserved Shavasana. Reclining all the way down. So a little bit of everything in that practice. Of course, I invite you to stay in Shavasana for as long as you would like. If you liked this video, be sure to like it. If you have any feedback, leave it in the comments. You can always follow me on Instagram. My username is Just Call Me James. You can find me on Facebook. And yeah, thank you so much for sharing your practice. I hope that you enjoyed it. And look forward to some more videos that I'll be posting. I try to post about 3 to 4 videos a week. If you have any requests, just leave them in the comments. And of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. So, namaste and have a wonderful day.